It's an honor for me make this interview from Peru. Congratulations for the movie.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
There's a place for us somewhere.
Mr. Spielberg, my first question is about the movie. I watched the movie 2 days ago, and in the end, I saw it's dedicated to your dad, to your father. My question is, this project is a personal promise to him, and why did you choose this moment in your career to make this movie?
Well, the project was dedicated to my father because my father was such a fan of West Side Story, starting with the original Broadway musical in 1957. And my dad always visited all of my sets, but he was 103 and a half when he passed away. And he was about 101 when I was shooting the film. And he wasn't able to come to New York to watch us. So he was on an iPad on FaceTime watching some of the production. And he was always saying, when can I see it? When can I see it? And sadly, he passed before he had a chance to see it. So I really wanted to dedicate the film to my father, who was a lifelong fan of the music and the lyrics and the entire original production.
Tonight is about family. The first gringo boy who smiles at you.
And I wanted to make this movie because for me, it's the greatest American musical written by Leonard Bernstein, Stephen Sondheim, Jerome Robbins, and Arthur Lawrence. And I've never found another musical that's so transported me and made me cry and made me laugh and made me feel about and maybe so desperately sad that people can't solve their problems by talking to each other, that everything has to end in violence. And I just felt about 7 years ago, when I really got serious about making West Side Story or reimagining it as a film, I just felt that this was really meant for the current generation. This was really meant for young kids today to understand the messages that were written over 64 years ago.
You keep away from him as long as you're in my house.
I'm a grown-up now, Bernardo. I'm gonna think for myself.
Miss Rachel, congratulations, felicitaciones por la película. You must be excited for this opportunity. I confess I am subscribed to your YouTube channel.
Oh no!
Yes. And my question is about the language. No, in this movie, the characters talk in Spanish and English.
Yes.
No, how was your preparation in this aspect, and how your Latin American ancestry influenced the construction of your channel, of your character?
See, I am not fluent in Spanish. Cuando era niña, mi abuelita y mi mamá hablaron en mi casa, pero ahora no. So when we were making this movie, it was really important to me, and I think to the entire creative team, that the authenticity of the language was incorporated without subtitles, because life does not come with subtitles. And we are playing to a 2021 audience, and it's one of those wake up moments. This country is not filled with just English speakers. And I would say a majority of people speak more than one language in this world. And so the language was a huge part of my upbringing, but also the conversations that came with making this film, with adapting this film, and the conversations that happened with our dialect coaches and all of these people who were dealing with the linguistic accuracy. We're not just speaking Spanish, we're speaking Puerto Rican Spanish, we're speaking New Yorican Spanish, and we're speaking 1957 New Yorican Spanish. And then it's also affected by how long has your character been in the country? Which region of Puerto Rico is your character from? And all of those things were, perfectly fit to each character, so that we all felt not only comfortable, but also we were accurate. And that was a beautiful thing when I first saw the film. It was just, I haven't seen Spanish and English spoken interwoven in such a way without subtitles before, and it's really, really cool to see.
Thank you. Mr. Spielberg, I'm a biggest fan of your career. What do you consider to be the secret ingredient to making a successful film?
There's no one secret ingredient at all. Every story that I've told is a different. It came at a different part of my life. So every movie I made sort of stands for who I was in that year. And I really believe all of us change. as we get older. We all evolve, and we hopefully we evolve with more wisdom and more tolerance and more understanding about humankind. And sometimes we don't evolve that way. But the fact is, there is no one thing that, or one trick that I have in my playbook. I don't even have a playbook. I take each year at a time, each story at a time, and I kind of feel that I am controlled by the story I'm telling. The story I'm telling tells me what it needs to be told better. And so I have a lot of, I think one of my strongest abilities is to listen. And that's why I'm a good collaborator, because I listen to people who have a lot to offer me to make the project we're working on the best it possibly can be.
Mr. Spielberg, Ms. Zegler, thank you for this time. We are waiting for you in Peru with open arms. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All my friends in Peru.
Yes. Oh.